without Miles Turner. How do you adjust to kind of whatever option they go? They've gone with Obi kind of at the center as well. How do you adjust with that?
Obi is obviously a problem because of his ability to run and shoot the three ball. Thomas is a little bit different in that he can pick a pop if he gets going. That's the problem. Miles presents the biggest problem because he shoots the ball so well. So, it'll be in-game adjustments, but at the same time, you hope that they have to adjust to us as well.
What do you most want to see from the start after Orlando, which you never felt like you really truly kind of got a flow, got a rhythm?
I think something similar to like what is our style of play, making sure that we're touching people, making them feel us, the ball is moving, hopping, shooting threes, getting out in transition and sharing the basketball. Like those are the main components of the last time that we played particularly well. That game on the road, sometimes you have to wash it. Didn't want to go at it in that form, but at the same time, rarely do you see almost all you guys just not have the juice. And sometimes, whether it's mentally or physically, this league will eat you up. And that game got away from us, and now we have to come back and begin to build again from tonight.
I guess to keep on that, at some point in your career, being around just a game, you've seen nights like this. I mean, what's the way to move past a game like that when nobody has the juice and you start to play the next one?
Yeah, to be honest with you, there's a bit of honesty always that goes into it, and I was very honest with our guys after the game, probably in a little bit more direct way. The next day, loved them up and create an atmosphere in the gym that is one that brings out the best in the players, and that's what we did, and they responded in a really good way. So I would be surprised if they didn't come out and compete at the level that they know that I expect and they expect out of themselves this evening.
How do you strike that balance when you say love them up and be honest with them at the same time? Like how do you get both parts of that message that you guys are better than this? I guess
that's the weird thing that is probably who I am. Is like I'll get at you, but I'll love you up at the same time. So I think they know that even when I am very direct and honest, there's a love in me for them that they know is there, and there's trust. And I think in this era of basketball, you have to have that to be able to get at your players the way that they need to be sometimes talked to, and for them to respond and not lose them at the same time. So I think I have that, and watching how they respond when we do go through those times, and we've been through them this year. Like when I took over, I told them, like, listen, this isn't going to be perfect. Like you don't see it that often in the NBA.
Sure.
So understand that there are going to be some ups and downs and some bumps, but that's when we grab each other, pull together, and we lock in. And that's what we tried to do yesterday.
When you were playing, Doug, who was that coach for you that kind of led with that type of directness and honesty and love? Is that something you responded to, or was there someone that stuck out?
It's weird. I think it's a combination of a lot of different coaches. Probably Pat Riley was probably the closest to that, but Pat would really go at you super hard. But if you've gotten to know Pat, you also know that he really, really loves his people. Coachy was a guy. Rick Alman was a little bit more laid back, but Coachy was a guy that would show me a lot of love, especially if things weren't going particularly well, and try to figure out that way. So there was, I think it's probably a different approach, but it's my gumbo of a lot of different people that I've experienced throughout my career. His toughness on defense when he's getting after it, and then his ability to shoot the ball and read the game. Like when you're 6'10" and you can shoot, but you can also put it on the floor and make a play. Willingness to take a charge, willingness to mix it up. All those things are a good combination. And when he's playing at a high level, it's really good for us. Yeah.
Just knowing it wasn't going to be perfect. What has been like what you expected it to be, and what's been different, or what are some of the challenges that you didn't see coming and the ones that you did?
Fixing a plane in the air is difficult. You got to pull up, and when it starts gliding, then we get busy. These guys have actually made it a lot easier because of my relationships with them and their buy-in to what the simplification of what I tried to do, but being demanding from the standpoint that there's a level of physicality and different things that I absolutely need. We've had games where it wasn't all the way there. Some of that is schedule, some of that is opponent, but for the most part, guys have been locked in. Then, you know, we've had 5 different iterations of the team since I've taken over. So that was probably the most difficult. Is you got your first one, then you make a trade, then you got another one, then you make another trade, then you got another one, then you sign somebody, and then we finally fell into where we're at, and then guys start getting injured. So that would probably be the biggest, you know, trying to figure that out on the fly. But the guys have been great, so I can't complain.